I want to greet you, and today I want to talk about creating boundaries as a medicine to toxic relationships. And this will lead us to asking ourselves, what are boundaries? Now, boundaries are those limits that we set in our lives to protect our physical and emotional and spiritual well-being. It's important to take note of this. So, boundaries are not walls that we create to shut people out of our lives per se. They're not acts of selfishness. But whenever we create boundaries, what we do is to protect our physical and emotional and spiritual well-being so that we do not continue to suffer in the hands of those people who are toxic in our lives. So why are boundaries not ungodly or unloving? Sometimes people misconstrue these things, and there is a general feeling like when somebody creates a boundary, then it means that they are ungodly people, they are unloving. But I want to let us know that when somebody creates a boundary, it is not because probably they are not loving, it's not because they are ungodly. But these boundaries sometimes are created for purposes of self-care. And it is also God's desire for us to live in love and also not to live in bondage, because sometimes you know that people seem to live in bondage, particularly when they are being manipulated by people that are toxic. And therefore, creating boundaries is very important. And we see Jesus himself, actually, if you read the Bible, he set boundaries. And how did he do this? By withdrawing from the crowds and speaking the truth to those who try to distract him. And so it is important that we purpose to understand the reason as to why people create boundaries. So when we create boundaries or people create boundaries, it is not because they are ungodly, it's not because they are unloving, but what they're trying to do is to make sure that they are safe, that they are not in bondage. So sometimes toxic people react to boundaries that we create, and they react by getting angry. Sometimes they ignore your boundaries, and they keep pushing, sometimes they guilt trip you or try to manipulate you to try and give up on your limits, and these things normally happen. So you have created a boundary, but somebody just creates some guilt in you. You have this sense of guilt. Why did I do this? Why am I doing this to this person? The reason why they do this is to just make sure that you break off those walls that you have created. Their reaction is not really a reflection of their own issues, but it's a reflection rather of their own issues, because they have a certain agenda. And so they do not even have the decisions that you make in mind. And so we need to be very, very careful. So it is important to distance yourself. Sometimes making these very tough decisions may seem not to be good and welcoming for some people, but they're meant for your own safety, that you need to keep distance. And distance is a form of self-respect, because you need to respect yourself. It is choosing sanity and peace over continued suffering and dysfunction. So you just need to create those boundaries and distance yourself from those toxic people. And sometimes when they keep pushing you to the edge, do not bow down to that kind of a push, because the moment you bow down to that kind of a push, it means you are again welcoming them into your life, and what will happen is that you find yourself becoming a slave to them. So it's important that we understand these things, and it's my prayer that as you prayerfully seek to look at your life and look at the people that you relate with, are they people that are adding value to your life? Are they people that are toxic? If they are toxic, then what you need to do is to purpose to create boundaries, not because you don't love them, but for the sake of your safety, for the sake of your own personal peace. And then you need to take a step and create boundaries. You need to distance yourself from those kind of people. So may God bless you, and I'm praying that the good Lord will continue to give you more revelation on how you can deal with people.